Hello, everyone in TV land! And everyone here in the studio! Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark H. Rooney, and I am the director, the founder, the primary teacher for the Mark H. Rooney Taiko School. Now, I know that a lot of you, especially if you're tuning in right now, the chances are you know what Taiko is. But maybe for some of you, this is your first. Who here has seen Taiko before? And who here, it's your first time seeing Taiko? Ah, okay. Welcome, welcome. Congratulations. Let me just do a very brief introduction to Taiko. What is Taiko? What is Taiko? Exactly! That's it. That's all the introduction you need. Taiko means drum, right? You got me. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, so we're going to do this type of drumming, which is called taiko. Taiko is a Japanese word. It means drum, and it can mean any kind of drum, really, in Japan. So what we do is this sort of somewhat based on tradition, Japanese drumming, which we call taiko. But I will say that it is also a modern equivalent. It is also something that is based on traditions, but also contemporary. This style of drumming we like to call here in the United States and in Japan, actually, we call kumidaiko. Kumidaiko is an emphasis on playing drums as an ensemble of people. Not just one drummer and one drum, but many drummers on many drums. There's no better way to demonstrate that than with a nice big kumidaiko song. So we're going to kick off our program with our adult recreational taiko class. Now, this is a mixed level class who have been playing taiko for anywhere from a few weeks to a few years, in fact. So the idea is that it is recreational. We get together in order to socialize. We get together in order to experience this taiko playing as a group. It takes a lot of the pressure off as well, because the whole point of it is to connect with each other, not so much to perfect the drumming, okay? So, but the great thing about this is it's a nice wall of sound, all right? So, just before we start this song, there are earplugs available for everyone, and it's a gift. I don't want them back. You may take them home. You may frame them. You may do whatever you'd like with them. Just don't return them to me at any point. See, that's smart right there, you know? Just they're there, you know? Please feel free to utilize them. If you've seen taiko before, you realize it's pretty loud, all right? So, performing this song, the song we're gonna, why don't we do Ryujin Daiko? Okay, yeah. All right, we'll do that one. Ryujin Daiko is a song that is named after the. Oh, those are for me, right? It's gonna be so awkward when they're not for me. It's okay. All right, Ryujin Daiko. Ryujin Daiko means the drumming of the dragon god, Ryujin. And Ryujin Mura, or the village of the dragon god, was a place that I lived in Japan for 3 years. There I learned some taiko that I then brought back to the United States, and I taught to so many of my students. And I would say, this is from that village, Ryujin Mura, this Ryujin Daiko. Very romanticized kind of idea. However, as it turns out, I was lying because I misremembered. Most of this song came from a man named Marco Lennart, who is a taiko player in New York. Some of this came from a song called Habataki, which means to take off. You should notice that when you get to that part of the song, the take off, right? And one line of this song, half of one line is based on a song from Ryujin Mura. So kind of disappointing. Anyway, the main point is we're going to demonstrate this. There's a lot of call and response. There's a lot of complicated movement involved. I'll say it, dangerous movement involved, right? Because if it's not executed all together perfectly, well, we'll see what happens. You should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're on. Okay. Anyway, without much further ado, here we are, the adult rec class playing Rujinaiko. Excellently done, excellently done. Let me ask you a quick question. How long have you been playing taiko?
4 years.
Yeah, this is it's a terrible microphone. 4 years. Fantastic. Julie has been in a number of our classes and workshops, and it shows. You can see how Julie plays. You'll get to see Julie play a little bit more later on as well. That's right. Hi. Let me have some. You've not been in this class maybe quite as long. Let's see. How long have you been playing taiko now?
2 months.
2 months! That is impressive. I'll tell you, absolutely. So it's such a wonderful group to work with. It's so much energy, and they just love to get together and just play some big drums together. Let's see. Young lady. How long have you been playing taiko?
How long have you been teaching taiko here?
I've been teaching taiko here for 12 years. How long have you been playing?
12 years.
12 years! Linda is, in fact, the first person to sign up for my very first workshop in Tacoma Park. And so incredibly grateful that she's here today as well. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to, first of all, move all the drums back. All right. I'm unsure what that, it's gone. Oh, I think that's the class happening in the next room. Let's see, should we file a noise complaint against that? All right. I think that was awesome. Daddy did awesome, right? Right? Absolutely. Fantastic. And at this time, I can call to the stage our Styles class.
Styles class, please report to the stage. Styles class to the stage. We are about to start off to our Styles class demonstration.
So, taiko is, of course, I'm going to speak nice and loud. Taiko is, of course, the Japanese word for drum, but there are many, many different types of taiko, many different styles of playing taiko. And I have been trained myself in probably about a dozen different styles. Some of them are traditional festival styles. Some of them are more challenging. Some of them are advanced styles. Some of them come from very specific regions of Japan. However, I like to pass on that information to other people as I had that passed on to me. This gave birth to our Styles class, Advanced Styles class. Now, Styles class means that we focus on only one of these styles for the entire series, which is 8 weeks. And 8 weeks is not nearly enough to master any style of taiko. However, we get sort of in-depth into it, and if we're able to repeat these class sessions on the same style, then people do really get a lot of experience. There's a style that we're about to demonstrate, and this is called katsugi okedo. Okedo daiko. This drum here, it means barrel body or bucket body drum. Katsugi means that it's slung, that it's carried on a sling like this. So this style is actually derived from a Korean style of drumming, which is called a janggu. It's a hourglass shaped body. And that's really where this was developed from, even though there are these drums in Japanese traditions that go back very far. There's also the style of playing this is very modern. These taiko drummers in Japan, like 30 years ago, were like, oh yeah, that's cool. So I want to do that. They developed it into this particular style. But because it's more recent, there are less people who play this. So since I was able to study this style in Japan, I'm asked a lot to teach this as workshops at different conferences and for different groups. However, until recently, I never got to do a class series where I could really explore this style because there's so much to it. There's so many different techniques. And the great thing about this style, and what I really love about it, is that you can play the drum and move at the same time. Most other taiko styles, as you can see, the drum does not move so easily. So with that, I've been offering now, this is the second time that I was able to offer the katsugi styles class, katsugi okedo styles class. And the members, as we did last year, the members of this class are made up of people who are in the rec class, have been in the rec class for a little while. There are members of this class who are members of our community group, Miyako Taiko. There are people who have been in other classes and workshops with me and are also in this class. So it is definitely mixed level, but most of them have not played a lot of this style, so they have that opportunity. I figured because this is a walking style, this is something that you can move around with, that a great place to show this kind of style is at a parade. So as of last year, and we will be doing this 2 days from today as well, this class will be performing with Miyako Taiko in the Tacoma Park 4th of July parade. So. And if anyone is around, of course, you're welcome to, stand out in the parade route and cheer us on. Because this style of parade playing is a little bit different than like concert playing, because you don't want to play like songs that are exhausting and that you have to do that straight for over an hour without stopping. So what we do, in fact, is we keep certain rhythms going, and then we change those rhythms from time to time. But that's so that we can do end-to-end drumming without anyone getting particularly exhausted, right? So what we're going to do for today's showcase is we're going to show our skills in katsugi okedo that some people have been working on for a mere 8 weeks. Some were in the last year, but then it's been a year, and then, so you get a little rusty, but nonetheless, we're going to be playing on a variety of instruments called, of course, okedo. But some of these drums as well we call them fokedo. Fokedo is a drum that is made out of various other materials like a sonotube, a concrete form, lots of tape, these rings here, and a lot of these members of this class made them themselves. So yes, they were able to find their instructions. Justin went ahead and actually made one with an actual hide skin on this drum as well. So a variety of different types of okedo that we are showing here. And as this is parade playing, you will see us move all around the room, all right? But imagine, you won't necessarily on the parade route see this for more than 20 seconds because we're walking by you. So anyway, demonstration of parade playing on the katsugi okedo by our advanced styles class. Nara. Please don't come and talk to me. So this was your first time through the katsugi class? Yes. And how would you rate this style as compared to playing betauchi?
In the difficulty level,
Yes.
like a 10.
Okay. Yeah, so some of the challenges. Molly, what would you say are some of the, what's the hardest part about this sort of?
Keeping your drum with you.
Yeah, you're right. Keeping the drum with you, controlling this drum with only 2 points of contact here, and learning to balance this drum and play it in front of you wherever you move. High. So, or just roll it up and carry it as well. Yeah, as well. Works as well. Thank you once again, our styles class. Okay. I wasn't saying anything. All right. MHTX Taiko School is not a tradition, by the way, to have a cowbell attached to your drum. It's just something I like to do. The MHTX Taiko School, I believe in taiko experience for all people at all levels, and that includes levels that I can't even teach at. I would be absolutely remiss to say that I have the only way of teaching taiko. Certainly, I can't say that I have the best way, but I have a way of teaching taiko. And really, my focus is, of course, on kumidaiko. Drumming is an ensemble. Right now, everyone is looking precariously at this large drum that's being put up behind me, right? This drum, there we go. Yeah, this drum is, in this case, and this style is called an Odaiko. Now, I have studied Odaiko, and I spent a lot of time practicing Odaiko, and I teach classes and workshops on how to play the Odaiko. However, how to put this delicately, I'm not getting younger. So the rigors of playing this style, I find myself wanting to leave to younger people. Maybe slightly more talented people than myself. But also, I love bringing in experts on this style to teach. In fact, I have an artist in residence who's coming at the end of this, the end of this month. It is July now. Yes, the end of this month. Her name is Otoha Asano, and she is a world champion Odaiko player based in Japan. She is the very epitome of the idea that you don't have to be muscular, big, and strong necessarily to play the taiko and to play even this style. But it occurred to me, as a lot of my rep class students maybe are intimidated about taking this style, so I thought a demonstration would be great. And I thought, we need a demonstration of Odaiko playing, not by me, because no, yeah. We need an Odaiko demonstration. Kota and Erica, who are part of the MHTX Taiko connection, have also been playing and studying Odaiko. Recently, they competed, in fact, as a couple of the finalists in an Odaiko contest in the West Coast. And so, yes. So I asked them to put together a quick demonstration of Odaiko for us. All right. I taught them that. No, that's not true at all. But they did. This was an Odaiko duet that they had been developing during our Odaiko class series. In fact, so yeah, I'll take some credit. No, I won't take any credit for that. They further developed it. They developed themselves. Just happened to be in the class. I was in the room when it happened. So that's how that works. All right, moving right along. Next up, I have Miyako Taiko. As they're getting set up, though, I do want to invite everyone in this room and everyone watching at home to come back to this very spot. Well, sorry, not those of you at home. You can't come back to a live stream because it won't be live streamed. There will be a concert, a performance happening in this very room. I am celebrating myself. I'm celebrating myself. That sounded terrible. Yeah. How full of myself. Really. I am celebrating 25 years as a taiko artist, which happens to thank you very much. Just by coincidence, it happens to be also the year of my 50th birthday. So exactly half my life. I've been sharing taiko, studying taiko, teaching taiko, performing taiko all around the world. And this taiko has really brought me everything in my life. It has put me in contact with the just most incredible, amazing people, as evidenced by the people in these classes and in this room. I met my wife playing taiko. I met so many. I've been able to travel all around the world playing taiko. So taiko has been very special to me, especially for the connections that I've been able to make. So the performance that I'm doing here in 2 weeks is called Ma, the space between us. Ma is a Japanese concept, and it really does mean space. Space in time, space in physical space. All of those things fall under the idea of Ma. It's a really big concept in Japanese art, in fact. So the idea that this space exists between things, and it's that space that gives meaning to that relationship between those two things, or those two people, those two notes. In fact, in taiko, we hit these drums pretty hard and in sequence. Sometimes lightly, sometimes hard. But those hits individually have very little meaning. What makes meaning is the space between those hits. And the space between the hits creates rhythm. If we just hit the drum, each of these notes have no meaning. This is the concept of Ma, and I'll be exploring that in a series of collaborations with dancers, with a band called Illy Amy, great band, amazing grunge, folk, rock, all genre band, and we'll be creating something hopefully very special in this very room in 2 weeks. So look for tickets on my website. Ma, the space between us. We're invited to come in, but there's not going to be a live stream, so you have to come here. 2 nights only. Anyway, with that, moving on in our program, we are going to play a couple of songs. By we, I mean Miyako Taiko. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miyako Taiko is the community group that is affiliated with the Mark H. Rooney Taiko School. Founded in 2014. A bunch of like-minded and very enthusiastic taiko drummers who were in my classes and just wanted to do more, wanted to be able to share more, to bring taiko to a broader community. to be a part of the Taiko community, the global Taiko community, and to share Taiko and the practice of Taiko with each other as well. So they got together and we formed Miyako Taiko. Miyako Taiko means capital city Taiko, since we're just outside of Washington, D.C. We see the correlation, right? It makes sense. Okay. Miyako Taiko, and we're going to perform, or they're going to perform. I'm not going to perform anything. I'm going to sit over here and drink some more coffee. But they're going to perform a couple of songs, the first of which is called Tsumugu. And Tsumugu is a song that was taught and learned by most of the members at a conference that I had last year called Connect. It was at the University of Maryland. Taiko drummers from all over the place came together. And my teacher from Japan, a man named Ryoshi Shimamoto, came and taught this song. He composed this song specifically for that conference. And now there are Taiko groups, not just here, but other groups that play this song, and they get to share this song together. So enjoy it. It's a lot of energy to this one. Actually, it's really sad, somber song right now. It's not, a lot of energy to this one. So please enjoy Tsumugu.
Hey!
doing nothing. Hold on a second. Okay. You know what? That looks like a lot of fun, right? I think we should get some people drumming. What do you
Sweet.
think? Yeah. Hi. Can I ask you? Let's see. Let's grab a couple of those shime. Bring them on up here. All right. What I'd like to do is, I'm sure you're sitting there, and like my first taiko show that I ever saw was inspirational, and all I wanted to do was get up there and hit that drum. So I'm thinking some of you might have the same urge, right? I think we should do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's get some Miyako folk out here. Hi. To get some volunteers for some audience participation, shall we? Hi. Yeah. Here we go. Yes. Oh. You can get a taiko player. Absolutely. Come on down. Come on down. Okay.
I'm gonna watch the video.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
The little ones? Unfortunately, no.
Joy.
But
Joy.
you want to try some of the ones? All right. Awesome.
Where I ended up with my gosh. That's right. All right. So we have our first victim volunteers here to try these taiko. All right. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I've never played a drum before, don't worry about it. This is all very, very simple, okay? I'm going to give you a few very easy steps, all right? First and foremost, you need a nice, strong stance like this. Did they do it?
Yeah.
Here, okay. Well, be careful. They want you to leave with 2 casts. All right, just start with 1. Okay. Anyway, all right. Now, with one of these drumsticks in each hand, we call these bachi. I want you to reach out your arms towards the drum. All right. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, if you need to move further back from the drum or forward, if you need to, right, in order to make sure that you have some space. Okay. Next up, everyone raise your right hand. Nice and high. We're holding up like the Statue of Liberty here. Okay. Fantastic. This is the hand we're going to start on. And this is how high you can bring I know you look very strong, but I guarantee you are not going to break this drum. Okay. No matter how hard you hit it. All right. Hi. There we go. Good, good. All right. I'm going to bring your arms down for a second here. Okay. Now we need to know when to start and when to stop. All right. I'm going to ask, so can I get Tamara to do a shime for G for us? All right. Tamara is going to play our G over here, and that's our bass beat. Okay. It's nice and slow. It just starts out like, right? And as she plays this, that sets our time, and then I'm going to count you in. I'm going to say ich, ni, san, sore. After the sore, you're going to start on which hand?
Right hand.
The right hand, exactly. Okay, right, then left, then right, then left. Nice and simple. Do not hold back. This drum as hard as your husband did. Okay, all right, so, right, or harder than that. Okay, yeah. So, all right. Now, at some point, I'm going to say Q. That means Tamara's going to get faster. So all you need to do is just follow Tamara as it gets faster. And then when I say Q again, you get faster. The Q. And every time I say Q, we're going to get faster. Okay? So just follow along. In the end, we're going to go as fast as we can. It's just called the roll. That's it again. All right. Tamara is going to give us a signal to end 4 loud hits like this. That's when you stop rolling. You bring both of your bachi up. Yo, 1 big hit. And that's our big finish. Okay? Are we ready for this? All right. A couple other things. Yeah. For our audience, all right? You have, of course, a couple of very important jobs. Number one, I would like you to clap along so that, you know, everyone can get that tempo together. You can also cheer them on. We have this kiai, this way of shouting, all right? And if you're not sure what that is, you know, you heard us shouting all throughout these songs, right? This we call kiai. It's a way of giving energy, all right? And if you're like, oh, I don't want to randomly shout out at the stage, yeah, that seems rude. No, no, no. This is encouraged, okay? So within that, let's see. Lastly, let me see that first right arm up, just like that. Good. Have a fierce face because people are taking photos right now. Show me your wild eyes. Okay, good, good, good. All right. So start nice and slow, Tamara. 10, 10, 5. Now count good. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, ha! And ha! You clap along this one. Okay, about 200% louder. Oh, yeah. Now, how did that feel? Once again, this is not a microphone, so I don't know why I'm holding like that, but yeah, felt pretty good. How long do you think that we are drumming for? About a minute. That is correct, actually. Yes, very good. You have a good sense of time and the passage thereof. All right. Now, normally this is an exercise that you want to start out doing a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes so that you can warm up. But sometimes, you know, in training for taiko, you need to practice that technique over and over again. You want to do this for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Some people in this room have done this for 30 minutes or more because you're also practicing your stamina, your endurance. And in fact, the longest time that I've done this exercise was for 90 minutes. Do that without stopping. It's a way to, that's not day one. That's not the first lesson, right? But nonetheless, I mean, you did fantastic. Get out another round of applause for our volunteers. Thank you very much. You may return to your seats. Goodness. If you are interested in, of course, learning more taiko or doing more taiko, you may sign up for, you can sign up for an introductory taiko workshop, available also on markhtaiko.com. The next ones we have coming up are in September. It's a 3-hour workshop, an introduction to taiko, and you don't need any experience playing a drum. You do need to be a certain age, about this age, somewhere around here, in order to play. But yes, I would encourage you, if you're like, oh, that was a lot of fun, or that looked like a lot of fun, if you want to try that again, then you should definitely, sign up. Hi. Moving right along, we have our second song from Miyako Taiko. Our second song, Oh, right. I was like, what are you guys doing again? Ringo? I'm just going to call out random songs. Freebird. Okay. We are going to do a song called Dokokara. Dokokara is a song written by Yuta Kato, our friend from the West Coast. Yuta Kato is a fantastic taiko drummer and teacher. And he composed this song. Dokokara refers to a couple of different things. So Dokokara in Japanese means from where. Okay, it's more like a question. Doko, where? Kara, from. So from where? But the other thing about that is the sounds that we make on the drum when we're learning taiko, we learn to vocalize them. So doko is this. Kara is. So those two sounds, of course, prominently featured in this song, which is, again, written by Yuta Kato and learned in all of the space of like 2.5 hours by Miyako Taiko. And now they perform it, I'd say, quite well. No pressure.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. All right. Oh, did we go over the arrangement? You'll figure it out. Okay. Hi. Dokokara. ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. I've only had 2 drinks so far. That's weird. I'm joking. That's, not too far away. We have Shinen coming up pretty soon. But, yeah, but that's okay. Before Shinen. All right. Hi. We are going to present another katsugi song. As you can see, I'm somewhat obsessed with this style. Katsugi okedo. I just love the fact that you have a lot of ways of hitting this drum on both sides, and that there's a lot of variety of sound that you can get out of this drum as well. So the Mark H. Taiko connection was formed. Everyone, find your drum. Hi. The Mark H. Taiko connection was formed in 2019. And the idea of this group was to be able to, I don't know, perform a lot of the music that I had, it's kind of stuck in my head. So we perform a lot of pieces that usually I wrote, sometimes from other composers, but normally stuff that I wrote. And this is a song that I wrote actually a very long time ago. I wrote this song when I was living in Japan from 2000 to 2003. I played with 5 different taiko groups while I was living there. I was really crazy about taiko, and I would travel all over Japan to study with different people. And this song I wrote as a piece for my home group. I was living in, as I mentioned before, a place called Urujin Mura, and they had a group called Urujin Daiko. And at the end of my stay, I decided to write them an original piece for them to play. And it was very challenging. Take care, y'all. Good job. Bye-bye. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can clap for that. All right. Sorry, people at home, you missed that. Nonetheless, so where was I? Oh yes, I wrote this piece for my group there. I gave them 5 weeks to learn it, and it was impossible. But they did play that. They performed this at a concert, and they did a great job with it, considering 5 weeks to learn it. This song is called Hamon, and it does not refer to ham. All right, Hamon is, in this case, in Japanese, means ripples. And it was kind of that idea that by being in Japan, I was able to sort of create ripples in that small community. And then coming back to the United States, I created my own ripples back in the US in Boston, which is where I had landed after Japan. This song was originally written for a large group of people playing a variety of different types of drums. But much more recently, I adapted it for the katsugi okedo style because aforementioned obsession with katsugi okedo. So I taught it recently to the Mark H. Taiko connection, MHTX. And what you are seeing and witnessing is the very first time we are performing this song. So hopefully it'll go okay. All right. And yeah, please enjoy. Hamon. Now I sound like I'm swearing. That's wrong. That's not correct. All right. All right. Well, once again, as always, every time we have one of these showcases, I want to really thank first and foremost all of the students for participating, for putting in their time, for coming to classes, for studying diligently and practicing, right? At home every day, right? Yes. And practicing so that they can put on this kind of performance. Secondly, I really want to thank the support of everyone who attends this. I know that you have lots of choices of things to do with your Sunday evening. So the fact that you chose to spend it with us, to watch some taiko, to share in some taiko, does truly mean a lot to me. And of course, I want to thank everyone who tuned in at home. Right. I will, at this point, I should make one or two just quick plugs. So where was, first of all, for those of you who play taiko, Otoha Asano, doing workshops at the end of this month, our artist in resident for a whole week plus. So can't wait. For those of you interested in seeing what 25 years in taiko and a misspent youth brings you, then please do come to see Ma, The Space Between Us, on July 15th and 16th, coming up very soon. Okay, now I'll have a panic attack. That's good. All right, fantastic. And lastly, for those of you who came, your time is, of course, the most valuable asset, but if you care to make a donation to Area Taiko, you can do so online, but you can also do so with our tip fishbowl by the door. There's also a QR code, though, if you prefer to do that via Venmo or PayPal. If you already donated, thank you so much. And there's no rule against donating again and more on the way out as well. So with that, as always, we like to conclude our show, our showcase, with what would be mostly considered the Mark H. Taiko anthem, if there ever was one. This song is called Shin-en, and is the first song and the fourth song that I ever wrote, which requires some explanation. But I wrote a song and then it was terrible, and then like a couple songs and a couple years later, I wrote another song, which was basically a ripoff of the first song that I wrote. So, you know, I didn't have to rewrite a whole lot of stuff. But this was when I was living in Japan, as mentioned before, and playing with the different groups. I brought them all together for a concert right before I left, and I wanted something that I could teach everyone so that everyone could learn this. I've now had the privilege, the honor, the great joy of spreading this song to taiko players and taiko groups all across the country. There are groups out there that I don't even know of that play this song. Every once in a while, a video pops up, and I'm like, hey, that's my song. And it's fantastic. It makes me feel wonderful that other people enjoy playing and sharing this song. So, Shin-en means a celebration of the heart. You are welcome to, you know, get up and dance. Yes, I'm looking at you, Carla. All right. So, with that, I guess without much further ado, we have also, also joining us for Shin-en, apart from members of MHTX and apart from members of Miyako Taiko, we also have some students who have along the way learned Shin-en, some of our more, I don't want to say senior students, more veteran students, thank you, veteran students involved in Shin-en. So please enjoy. And I will ask my better half, the better taiko player in this marriage. But Kristen, would you kick us off, please? Hi, onegaishimasu. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in.